everyone, welcome back to the B-Movie Bunker. Today we're looking at 2014's Honeymoon, brought to us by Leah Janik. What we have is the story of newlyweds, Paul and Bea, who are, I'm going to start off right away, they are played brilliantly by Rose Leslie, who some of you might know from Game of Thrones. She played Ygritte, and Harry Treadaway, who plays Dr. Frankenstein on Penny Dreadful. This film has a very, very small cast, and the acting really, really sells this movie because it relies upon them being really good, because there's not a lot else happening in the film that doesn't involve these characters. There's not a lot of background stuff. It is all about these people. And they go off to a cabin in the woods for their honeymoon. This is a place where Bea had gone, as a child, so it's a place she's familiar with. However, things are not quite as they seem, as something happens to be one night, which then causes this downward spiral and kind of a fracturing of this, what had seemed like this perfect marriage. And as I said, the acting is what sells this one. This is a psychological, slow burn type horror film. You get hints about what is causing things, but nothing is like super direct as to what is happening. But it's enough where I think you can figure it out. But what I really like is I like the chemistry between the two characters, between Paul and Bea, between Treadaway and Leslie, I think is really good. And watching them both break down emotionally, particularly Treadaway, as he is breaking down, and watching his wife slipping away from him. It almost feels like this is kind of like a metaphor for, kind of like losing someone to mental illness or something like that, being and feeling helpless while watching someone slip away, and if you're the person who's slipping away, not being able to say why or what's happening. And I love the way they set everything up in this. And they use the woods, but not to the point where the woods are just like super creepy. It's just it's woods where it's a bit of an unknown, but they don't play up a lot on the spookiness of the woods. It's a cabin on a lake in the woods. For people like me who grew up, not far from that and spent their summers going up north to cabins, it's not that creepy for the most part. I mean, yes, they can be at times, but still, it's just the woods. And it's more of what's happening to the people that is the scary part. What is happening to Bea is what is the scary thing in this movie. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's kind of like a marriage. There's these things where you think that things are perfect, but the thing is that there are other things that can happen, things that can affect one person, but it doesn't just affect one person, because now you're two became one. So when something affects one of you, it affects both of you. And if one of you is shutting the other one out, or breaking down, or having a problem, you're both going to have those problems. You're both going to have things happen. And I like the way this movie plays on that. And it plays on the fact that there is no, this is my problem type of thing anymore. And it also plays on the, wanting to help and wanting to protect the person you love. And I love that about this movie. I think it was a really, actually, well-made film, especially from someone who this is, I believe, first feature for Janik. So I think they did a fantastic job. I enjoyed it a lot. So that's what I've got for this one. Till next time, stay safe out there in the wasteland, folks. Or the woods, as it may be.